tonight marks the swan song for the best high school football players from Santa Clara County. The recent graduates have put aside typical summertime activities to suit up in their high school uniforms one last time and take part in the Silicon Valley Youth Classic. Spartan Stadium on the campus of San Jose State University is the site for a North versus South showdown as the Almaden Valley Rotary Club proudly presents the 36th annual Charlie Wedemeyer Memorial High School All-Star Football Game. With Darren Arbett, I'm Kirsten Fairchilds. Welcome. The Bay Area suffered a huge loss last month when Charlie Wedemeyer passed away from complications from Lou Gehrig's disease. His 32-year battle with the disease never seemed to limit the contributions he made to the sport he loves so much.
You're exactly right, Kirsten. You know, he's from Hawaii. He was Athlete of the Year there in high school. He went on to Michigan State, where he was a tremendous athlete. Went on to Los Gatos, where he tutored a lot of kids, taught them a lot. He's definitely going to be missed.
We'll hear more about Charlie Wedemeyer when we check in with the third member of our broadcast team, Pam George, later on in the show.
It's nothing like going to a game and watching your kid play, especially in a game like this, an all-star game, where he's done a tremendous job all year long and earned the right to be called an all-star.
Frechette, we're underway. Taken at the 3. And out across the 20, and you hear the big roar. 3 in the backfield for McCain. And McCain looking to throw, has the man wide open in the back of the end zone. Touchdown South.
You gotta love his vision. You see there, he did that quarter roll to the left. They flooded the zone. The defense went with it, and he found Yoder in the back of the end zone, and he had to, just step on it and throw that ball there and did a nice job throwing a nice tight ball to get back there for a touchdown. I'm really impressed with this kid.
McCain to James Yoder out of Valley Christian for 6. And the point after is good as Dylan Frechette gives the South a 7-0 tie. 7:09 left in the first quarter. The South strikes first, 7-0 South. Let's go down to Pam George, who has a special guest.
Kirsten, the Rotary Club of Almaden Valley wants to extend a very special thank you to all of tonight's sponsors and acknowledge our newest sponsor, the U.S. Army. Now, sponsors make this game possible, and they've allowed the Rotary the privilege of donating to many charities and scholarship programs over the years. With me now is Lieutenant Colonel Richard Rivera. He's a battalion commander for the recruiting in the Bay Area. And tell us, please, why was it important for the Army to get involved with the All-Star Game?
You know, it's very important for us to be involved in our communities. We have about 90 soldiers and their families that live up in the Bay Area. Our kids go to school up here. Our wives and spouses work up here. And it's very important to us as an Army and as an organization to give back as much as we can to our communities. It's part of our vision to be good neighbors to wherever we're at.
Well, excellent. We're glad you're here. Now, I have noticed some arm patches on the players' jerseys. Can you tell us a little bit about that?
Well, you know, Mr. Guido asked us to, because we had done this before in San Antonio. All the soldiers in the big Army All-Star Game wear unit patches. So a lot of the soldiers will be wearing patches similar to this, which are unit patches. And the unit patches that the football players are wearing tonight are patches that were donated by us, the Army, and the reserve units in the area to give to the soldiers so that they understood kind of the history of the units that they represent.
Well, fantastic, and thank you so much for your participation in the All-Star Game.
Thank you very much for letting us be here.
Miller checks into the lineup. So Vandeman on the sidelines as Miller under center. He pushes ahead and finally pushes through. Still waiting for the signal. And finally the signal is there. Touchdown North.
Kyle Miller got that touchdown there. Just did a nice job following his blocks and getting into the end zone there and putting the North on the board.
Brister here. And going deep. And caught. What a catch! The prettiest play of the evening thus far. Unbelievable. Andrew Berg, the co-captain, catches the throw from Tim Vanneman. Pretty as could be, a replay of sorts from the opening play. The North not afraid to go deep, and it pays off as they take the lead.
Yeah, Vanneman that was a tremendous throw by him. He just stood tall in the pocket. He let it go. It was a perfect pass, and you saw Bird just run under it. Nice touchdown for him. Kirsten, in 2009, he had 65 catches for 1,400 yards and 20 touchdowns. So he's not he's used to getting into the end zone like that.
Minute 22 left to go in the half. McCain being chased, rolls to his right. McCain with the receiver open, touchdown South! Ryan Smith out of Leland High. 16-yard touchdown reception. The South is back in the lead.
Gosh, he took off running. He was running, I thought he was running almost full speed there, and he threw that ball on the run, on the money there to Ryan Smith for a touchdown. Saw he was going to take it in the chin, took it in the chin, took a nice hit there, but he got the touchdown. I'm talking about number 8, McCain. Gosh, he's a good one, Kirsten.
Frechette with the extra point. It is good, 17-14. The South leads, a minute 12 left to go in the half. Let's head down to the sidelines to Pam George.
Since 1989, Charlie Wedemeyer has been a part of the North-South All-Star Game. Always an inspirational presence on the sidelines, Coach Wedemeyer welcomed each All-Star player to the field every year. Now, for the first time in 21 years, Coach Wedemeyer will not be cheering the teams on as he lost his 33-year battle to ALS earlier this year. His presence is sorely missed on the sidelines, but he is represented tonight by his wife, Lucy, and earlier I got a chance to talk with her.
My husband was incredibly impressed with what the Almaden Valley Rotary continue to pursue in terms of excellence of this momentous game. So many people that they encouraged to work together, and he really felt that this game was a gift on every level, from everybody involved in putting it together to every young man who was able to be a part of the game. So many of them had been on the opposite sides of the field, enemies, if you will, and it allowed them to be together in the most amazing, encouraging environment of camaraderie and teamwork to work together to provide this marvelous game. And Charlie's loved it since its inception. As a family, we remember sitting up on the dirt at San Jose State watching those first few games and being delighted at seeing the young people of all these different schools come together in competition. Charlie loved the game, the strategy, the intensity, but more than anything, the learning. It's such a classroom of life, dealing with mistakes, dealing with learning, dealing with doing things again, but always looking forward to what the bigger picture was and the greater impact. He loved the fact that all of the men and women, you know, that would come out there year after year after year, all the people involved, and there was such a positive atmosphere going on for everyone. The policemen, the military came out, and having the Almaden Rotary include so many young people, and just the joy of being able to have a platform for all that God-given talent, you know, and knowing that the community coming together and all the people involved were really working together for that greater good. That's awesome. And the fact that it was football is even better. But we are so grateful that they named the game in Charlie's name. I think he was very humbled and in awe of the honor because of the caliber of the excellence that Almaden Rotary constantly pursued. And that really is the huge blessing and the enormous wonder at this whole game. People have no idea of the effort to accomplish that goal. So he was more than thrilled with it.
His presence is missed on the sidelines, but he is well represented tonight by his wife, Lucy, who took part in halftime ceremony where they retired jersey #1 in Charlie Wedemeyer's honor.
At the end of this game tonight, the #1 will be retired in honor of your husband, because there can only be one #1.
McCain will line up here on the near side. Lucier looking for McCain. McCain for the corner, and McCain! Touchdown! He can do it with his arm, he can do it with his feet, and he can do it with his hands. The South retakes the lead off of Lucier to McCain, 11-yard TD reception.
Yeah, McCain was just split out there, just ran a fade there to the corner, and Lucier that was a nice throw. I mean, nice catch by McCain, but you got to give Lucier credit there. He put that ball up, and it just fell down, and McCain was able to catch it for an easy touchdown.
There's Herrera alongside Miller in the backfield. Miller rolling to his right. Lets it go. Touchdown, North! Berg once again, the wide receiver out of Los Gatos. The target for Miller as the North with a chance to tie after the 6-yard TD reception.
Yeah, Miller did a nice job buying time, rolling out there, but keeping his eyes down the field. Saw Berg come open late, shoveled the ball to him basically, and Berg did a nice job just catching the ball and getting the touchdown.
Now the field goal unit out. Dylan Frechette with a 35-yard attempt to break the tie. He hit a 42-yarder earlier. It's good. Clock now at 25. Again, it's 3rd and 9. McCain takes a knee. Carrazzo gets the Gatorade bath as the South celebrates. Final score, South 27, North 24.
Thanks everyone for coming. We'll see you here again next year. Good night.
Let's go now down to Pam George on the field.
And next up we have Josh. Now Josh, you had an interesting night. You were quarterbacked and you were also a receiver.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
I don't know how to explain it. I just had a lot of fun tonight playing receiver and quarterback. I just played this game for Charlie Wedemeyer and my family pretty much. So just went out, had the best game of my life, winning my last high school game. So.
And I'm sure they're very proud of you.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much.
All right, thank you.